Alrighty, waiting to see if somebody shows up in the room. We got a 0. 0's my hero. Well, it's saving to my camera roll. I know that. We got one person in the room. That's on the computer. We're going to have an exclusive interview with this gentleman, Brian Mays. A Train Live. Hey, A Train Live, you got any followers? Want to help with an exclusive interview with Brian Mays? The Journey? You can read that? Alright, we're not getting anybody in the room, and that's what I expected, but that's okay. It's got the hashtag, it's got a hashtag on there, hashtag start broadcast, William Palm 4. Welcome in, guys. We're just going to go with this anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand you may not have a clue about who I'm going to interview. His name is Brian Mays. So I'm going to turn the camera. Brian? So what name are you most known by?
Brian Chauncey Mays. Chauncey Mays is a professional name as well.
I'm just coming closer so we make sure we pick you up the sound. So Brian, there's some famous bands that you've been involved with.
Right, yeah, I'm a musician. I've freelanced and played I've been a professional musician with a lot of different bands and played with like groups like Temptations, Four Tops, Aretha Franklin, Mannheim Steamroller, you name it, a lot of Broadway shows. And
man, that's just too cool.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I heard that you were on that. There was some sort of a hologram.
Holiday on Ice, yeah.
Was Elvis Presley hologram thing?
Oh yeah, I was on Elvis. Did the Elvis Presley show with him, with his band, and it was Elvis on it.
Right, so you were actually on stage,
right?
During the, and that wasn't too long back.
No, it's been about 5-6 years now.
5 or 6 years back, there was a hologram type Elvis Presley show, and you were on the stage with the rest of the band, but you were not actually part of the Elvis Presley's band, though.
No, just
right. You really didn't know Elvis Presley.
Never worked with him.
Right.
But they invited me to play because I play bass trombone in this area, and so they.
This is too cool. That's why.
The band, so I freelance, like I say, with a lot of different instruments and low brass and.
Yeah, and this is cool because we're going to start out a platform for Brian, because I have difficulty pronouncing his known name, and he knows that. So the known name again for me, please, Brian.
Chauncey Mays.
Chauncey Mays. I can say that. So we're going to be building a platform as best we can together, and I put it out on hashtag start broadcast, which means hopefully Alexis Cardoza gets a hold of it, and you're going to see more. You're going to see us doing kind of going into his little museum. You're going to be seeing us do him doing some kind of music. Is that cool?
Right, cool. Yeah, do some instruments. I do a lot of traditional instruments and some unusual instruments, so it'll be a surprise.
It's going to be cool. Yeah, because you got that. You've been in the Caribbean islands and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So you got that. Now you're in Florida. Right. We can say Florida, the state of Florida, and so obviously tropical. Duh.
Right. Yeah, I'm working on doing the cultures about where close to where we are. Talking about the cultures and doing music of that certain culture, like the Caribbean, Florida, native things. And I try to write for wherever I'm living. At the time, so I try to do the cultural type things.
Okay. Cool. Now I'll flip it back to me. All right. And I see that there's 2 people on the web. That's all I can do for a start. Don't mind the way I'm dressed. I wasn't looking for hearts or follows on this, guys. I'm just looking to help this gentleman out. Thank you, whoever you are who's watching on the web. If Alexis Cardoza gets a hold of this, you got my email right on my main page. Can we ask questions? Sure. It's up to. Are you fine with the question being asked? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me flip the camera back around. Casey, if I remember, I see Gup. Your name always throws me. But go ahead and ask your question to me, and I'll ask it to him. If you're getting a signal. So this is where it's fun because I got to look and see if he's actually here. Casey's in the room. So Casey, you want to ask a question? I'm just waiting for you to type it in. This is what's odd about doing a live broadcast because Brian's new to this medium, obviously. So has he played with Jimmy Buffett?
No, never worked with Jimmy Buffett. I know about his books. He does children's books like I do, which I'm going to talk about later.
Can you show one of those?
Yeah, this is my children's book, sort of what I'm trying to promote. Journey of Chauncey Conch, which is written about 2 conchs traveling the Caribbean and learning how to appreciate their environment, where they live. And it's got some original songs and a lot of traditional calypso songs. And this is called Adventures of Humanity. It's my book about my Florida manatee. And the book here has an original song that I wrote called Humanity. But Buffett did a book called Jollymon, which was pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
Book, yeah.
I mean, of course,
he did a children's book, and I've done it with some of the school kids, and it's pretty cool. You know, I admire him for what he's done. You know, a well-rounded type thing with.
Well, dare I ask, how come you haven't? I know Jimmy Buffett's in Florida somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
How come you haven't reached out to him and said, "Hey, could you hook me up?"
That's a good question. I don't know. I've never really run into. I've eaten it at Margaritaville and at where's it, Universal? Or Disney?
Yeah,
Universal.
I mean, you've actually met him.
Never met him.
Never met him.
Never met him. No.
I'd be calling up there. I'd be like, I don't know how to get a hold of Jimmy Buffett, but I'm so and so, and he should know my name.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Could he hook me up with I'll do it cheap, a gig. I'll drive there.
I could even get his band to work on some of these songs. Maybe. work some stuff out with him. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It's funny how the music world goes around and around. But you meet. You work with people, and you're on a professional basis, and you come in and do the show, and you got the rehearsal to do, and you don't really have time to really chat too much with them. It's all business, So
in a sense, not to the lack of your talent, because you have talent, but because of the times have changed, you've sort of been left in the dust.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm trying to get my material. I'm usually working and promoting other people's material, but I'm trying to sort of get my material to the surface now,
right?
Where I can get my own.
In the 21st century.
Yeah, right,
exactly.
Yeah.
Now we were in the 21st century, so now we got to, in a sense, we got to help relaunch the better career.
Relaunch the
even
ideas anyway.
Yeah, your ideas, your books, your discussing collectible stuff that you have a hold of that could be worth a decent value.
Yeah,
that'd be cool stuff.
Like things that I do, music that I write, and music that I have and arrange and things. So absolutely, that's where I want to go. I want to stay with both careers. I want to still keep working with people, but then further my career as well.
Cool. Okay.
I try to help each other. I think the industry has to. We all have to help each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And success.
I mean, especially
how you get it.
Especially the people from the Motown type era, and these people who have been forgotten from the the 60s and even the early 70s.
Because I mean that's the
roots.
Roots of what we.
Yeah,
that's the roots. If you lose that, that's the foundation. I think,
yeah, that's the foundation, and everything was built.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. We'll go ahead and I'm going to flip it back to me. I appreciate it, Brian. We're going to be doing more. So there you go, guys. It's a start. Thank you for joining us.